Okay, ma.
Yes, let me just start recording.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to class, Florence. So I guess this is our first week of lecture. I think we missed out last week, but hopefully I know we are going to make up for last week's class. I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay, so basically today, or for rather this topic is, this course is BUS818, which is rewards and compensation management. So basically my name is Temi Olajide-Arise, and I'm your facilitator for this course. And so for today, basically what we are going to be doing is more of facilitation. So it's not as if I'm going to be teaching you. So I just, for today's topic, rather, we are talking about the concept, aims, and objectives of reward management. I don't know, do you have the slides? Did you see the slides in your platform? Were you able to see the slides?
Yes.
In class?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so did you go through it to see if there are any areas of difficulties or something that you would like us, to share in class? So basically, because that's where we need to start from, or maybe you just want us to just talk about everything on that slide, because the slides are not too bulky. I just had to simplify things so that we don't make it look too wordy and boring. So basically, that's why I was able to, take my time to just bring out, all those concrete points so that we can elaborate them more in class.
Okay.
So is there anything you would like to contribute, Florence? Is there anything?
For now, no, because after going through the slides, I understood what the objective was trying to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So
okay, you will still even get a lesson video on this anyway. So this is just the slide. We'll still upload the lesson videos on YouTube so that, for further explanation and the rest of it. So basically, let me go to what we are going to be talking about. So I said that basically for this topic, or for this lesson one, we are just going to look into three things, which is the first one has to do with the concept, aims, and objective of reward management. The second one is the value system and components of reward management. And lastly, we have the elements of reward system. And at the end of this lesson, the lesson objective, you should be able to understand the concept, aims, and objectives of reward management. And you should be able to also describe the value system and component of reward management. And lastly, you should be able to explain the elements of reward system. So you've heard of rewards, right? When you hear reward, what comes to your mind? So basically, Florence, feel free. There's no right or wrong answer. We are all here to learn. So, but I just want you to be open-minded. Just say it as it is. Do you understand? And
yeah,
so that we just flow together. So I don't want us to bore ourselves. So I just want it to be more of like a conversation, maybe a kind of, how would I put it? Maybe you and your friend, you are discussing something, and basically that's how I want it to be, so that it's not just me talking, but you also, contributing towards, the course content. So let me have your opinion on what reward is.
I think reward is a benefit one gets from a certain task or activity that you did, like a return an employee gets for a job done. That's what I think reward is.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Florence. So you understand the concept of reward. Yes, basically. So in every organization, even in our home, everywhere, basically, there's always something attached to your performance. If you do well, you get a positive reward. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's always something that is attached to it. Do you understand? So for instance, I don't know where you work. Do you work in a corporate organization or you're self-employed?
Self-employed.
Self-employed. Okay, so maybe you might have like sales girls or whatever, or people you deal with, you understand? Do you get?
Yes.
Have people you deal with. If you don't have sales girls, maybe you have people that, you know, help you out, you know, to do something, maybe your delivery person or whatever, but you have, you know, people that you work with. So basically, you know, there are some times that when they do some things for you, some things that, you know, they go the extra mile, you know, as employees or employers, employees, they go the extra mile, do something for you. You are kind of, you know, perplexed. You are kind of motivated to do something to them, you know, to reward them for their good behavior, to reward them for their commitments towards the organization. You understand? So you are to, you know, reward them. And you know what reward actually does? There's always an outcome for reward. What does it do? It motivates people to do better. And people that don't even have that, that are not even, you know, how would I put it? People that are not, you know, striving to actually do things, you know, for the organization. Once they see that, okay, this person has been rewarded, you know, they tend also to strive, you know, to be able to be rewarded in that manner. So reward actually brings so many things, so many positive things. It helps the organization grow, you know, it helps them meet their goals and objectives, you know, it helps them align so many things, you know, in that context. So reward management is all about, you know, managing the reward system in that organization, seeing how, you know, the reward system can be managed so that at the end of the day, the organization is meeting the needs of the employees and also the employees are meeting the needs of the organization. So it's a win-win situation when it comes to reward management. So lots of time, a lot of people have attributed, or a lot of scholars, you know, we have so many theories. If you look at your course materials, a lot of theories of reward has been stated. We have the Abraham Maslow theory of motivation, and you know, this, the hierarchy of needs. It puts the hierarchy of needs, stating that there are a lot of things that motivate people, you know, to be able to do well in life. Do you understand? And reward is one of those, is one of those forces that actually drive people, you know, to be motivated. So that's basically what the concept of reward is all about. So there are lots of definitions also in your course material. You know, it's not everything we can actually, you know, spell out in the slides and all that. So it's left for you to go through that, the various definitions, you know, in your course material. And then we now move on to the aims of reward management. I hope you can still see the slides, right?
Yes, I'm seeing them.
Yes, okay. So we move on to the aims of reward management. So in an organization, what do you think the aim of reward is? You know, every organization, they reward people for various reasons. Why do you reward people? What do you see that, you know, you want to reward somebody, and what do you get in return for that? So we have various, you know, aims. For instance, the ones that I put on the slide, the first one we had to talk about was called reward people according to the value they create. Okay, if I work in an organization, for instance, you know, there are some times that, for instance, now, I know in the banking sector, they have what they call profit sharing at the end of the year or beginning of the year or whatever. And the profit sharing has to do with, you know, the profit that, you know, the bank has actually made over the year. Do you understand? So once they see that, okay, we've made this profit, then we need to share this profit amongst, you know, ourselves. Sometimes there are some banks that will come to say, okay, this profit now we are going to give it to maybe not all the employees. We'll give it to those ones that have really worked, that have brought in money, you know, that have brought in value, they have created value in the organization. Do you understand? So
yes,
it, you know, might go more to those ones that have created value. So basically reward, you know, rewarding people accordingly to the value they create also motivates them, you know. So when you see that, okay, so my reward, you know, there's a prayer we pray, all my efforts will not be in vain. You understand?
yes,
So basically, these are attributes, you know. So once, you know, this set of people see that, okay, at the end of the day, oh, I brought so and so to the bank, and the bank is rewarding me with, you know, this kind of profit or reward, you know, next year, what do? They try as much as possible to double their efforts. And others who have relaxed also will try as much as possible to double their effort or even triple their effort, so that, you know, that's profit. And you know, money, it's how would I put it? Money is a big motivator. You need money for so many reasons. So when it's something that has to do with monetary terms, everybody will want to make sure that they get part of that. So, you know, it's, you know, so basically rewarding people according to their value is one of the aims of reward management. So secondly, on our slide, on the slide, we said rewards, just hold on a bit. They said rewards also motivate people and obtain their engagement and commitment. So, you know, when you reward people, at the end of the day, it transcends, you know, their commitment. It transcends to them being committed to the organization. Do you understand? If it will motivate people to be committed. Do you understand? If I'm in an organization, for instance, and basically at the end of the year or at the end of the month, I met my targets, and, you know, and my boss actually recognized me, both monetary terms and also maybe through recognition, you know, I will feel that sense of commitment to that organization. Hello?
yes,
Yes, there's that sense of commitment to feel like, I'm in an organization that recognizes my effort. You are committed to the service in that organization. You feel that you owe them so much. Do you understand? You are committed in, you know, because somebody has recognized you. Somebody has rewarded you. So you feel committed, you know, to that person to say, yes, since they've done this to me, so me, myself, I need to also be committed. Do you understand? So
yes,
those are the things, you know, that, you know, motivates people. When one is, you know, recognized and rewarded accordingly, the person tends to be more engaged into the organization and more committed towards the goals and objectives of that organization. I hope you get what we are trying to, you know, say. If
yes,
you don't understand, you can always draw my attention to that. So another aims we put here is it also helps to attract and retain high quality people the organization needs. Basically, when an organization, for instance, even without organizations, you know, there are some organizations that at the beginning of the year, they can just come to say, okay, you know what, if you meet up with your targets, if some people, you know, meet up with their target, or if the staff meet up with their target, this is a reward we are going to give those set of people a trip to maybe Paris at the end of the year with their family, or a hotel accommodation, all expense paid and everything. You will see the efforts and that a lot of people will put. Do you understand? And basically,
yes,
a lot of people too, it will make them more, how would I put it, high quality. You will see that a lot of people will try as much as possible to meet up with so many things. You know, they will be able to, when they are, for instance, even let's even put that example aside. You know, oil companies are one of, you know, the companies that actually pay well in terms of for instance, now, if I work in Mobile, you know, the incentives that are, or the rewards or the benefit that are attached to their salary and all that stuff. You know how much they earn per month. Do you understand?
yes,
You know that in places like Mobile, they don't take any kind people. They take the best of the best. You understand?
yeah,
People second class upper with a very good second class or first class and all that kind of things. Do you understand? They
Yes.
as much as possible to look for the best of the best, because what they do is they are doing it's a world class, organization. So they will want as much as very intelligent people or people that have good intellectual skills to be part of their organization. So definitely the kind of rewards or the kind of benefits or the things that they give them there would be something that would actually, have you heard of people that resign from Chevron or Mobil or Shell? Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
I said, do you hear of, okay, somebody will say, I just resigned from Shell, I just resigned from Mobil. Hardly do you hear.
Hardly, yeah.
Hardly would you hear. It's not as if it doesn't happen. It does, for other reasons, maybe medical reasons or whatever. But come on, even your enemy self will slap you in the head. Are you thinking out right? Because there are a lot of benefits or rewards that are accrued to them, individuals in that organization. So basically, all this actually makes them, retain high quality people. You don't just accept any kind of people. When you have benefits, health benefits, good pension scheme, leave allowance, name it, somebody in their right sense of mind would not, tend to render all those things lost just for something else. So basically, things like this actually attracts and retain high quality people that the organization needs. So we have so many aims. There are a lot in our course material. We have, it develops a high performance culture. Yes, it develops a high performance culture. That means the culture in the organization, the performance, everything there will be top notch, everybody will be smart, everybody there would be, the employees' performance, will be something that everybody, will be up and doing. You don't have anybody that is just laying about. That's why you have companies like KPMG, Ernst & Young. When you see there, when you go there, you're in a corporate organization because they are top performers, and their reward schemes, their benefit and all those things, are not things that are just like that. So, they make sure that they get the best of the best. So at the end of the day, they retain them with, attractive salary, attractive benefits, and the likes of it. So I guess we've been able to understand these aims of the rewards management system. I don't know if you have anything to contribute towards this content that we've just spoke about. Is there anything you have to say, Florence?
And no, I don't have anything to say. You've said
Okay.
everything that has to do with it.
Okay, so basically, there's always something too we are going to move into now. I don't think it's on the slide, but it's in your course material. And it was the headline of it is achieving the aims of reward system. How do you achieve the aims? We've just stated the aims of the reward system, but there are ways you will need to achieve those aims. And from our course material, we have different ways of achieving those aims. Reward, one of them is saying that distributive justice. And it says, what does distributive justice actually refer to? They say it refers to how rewards are provided to people. Do you understand? How rewards are provided to people. So they are saying that rewards should be distributed justly. There are some organizations, I just stated the banking industry, that you say, oh, maybe they made some profit, they want to give it to the high flyers. For instance, now, they say they want to give it to top management staff, which are the orgas. Okay, you want to give them the profit. You know that there are some orgas that actually don't do anything.
Yes.
It's mostly their subordinates that will do most of the work. Do you understand? So is that being distributed justly? Hello?
No, it's not being distributed.
It's still not being distributed because you would have some low-key people behind the organ that will be the one toying day and night to make sure it's done right. Yes. So the aims of achieving reward system is to make sure that these things are distributed justly. They'll say, how did they put it? There's one word, they say, monkey they walk, baboon they chop.
Yes.
That is it. Yeah. You have some people like that that will just be there as figurehead. When it's time to chop the profit, now you will see them, they'll be at the front line. But why the others that have worked hard for it, will not enjoy the benefits. And if some others that, understand that, these my people have worked, or how do I do it? Maybe they can volunteer to give them their own share. And that one will even motivate those ones. But there are some that are self-centered that will say, I beg, make I carry my own next time. So when they become Oga, they go do their own. You understand?
Yes.
So basically, those are the things. So in order to achieve a good reward system, so basically you should distribute it justly. So we have various, aims of trying to achieve a good reward system. Another one is fairness. And you know what fairness has to do? Fairness means you have to be fair. You have to be fair in doing things. So basically, you must actually pay, as in, people should not receive less. If you feel that somebody is supposed to receive something commensurate to what he or she has done, you should be able to pay that person. Do you understand? You shouldn't say, and this one is a junior and just give him 500. Everybody needs money. So you should be able to, be fair to say, okay, even if he's a junior, he has worked hard, let's give him this amount that is commensurate to him. Do you understand? So fairness. So we have a lot of them in our course materials. They are very explanatory. So it's something that you can read and you would understand. So under the concept, aims, and objective, the last one there on the slide, we'll be talking about the objective of the reward management system. So basically, one of the objectives we put there is also we have consistency. Rewards, remuneration, recognition, all these things should be consistent. An organization should not do it today and tomorrow they should, relapse. For instance, now you can't say you will pay salary today and next month you will not pay salary. Everything has to be consistent. Do you understand? Or maybe you try to motivate your employees. It should be a continuous process. It should not be something that you do today, tomorrow you don't do. Even the employees themselves, they will get weary, they will get tired of that kind of action, because if you are going to do it today, tomorrow you are not doing it. That means their effort is not recognized. So it should be consistent. Then we also have equity, and what we mean by equity is called something has to be equal. Do you understand? If, for instance, a particular level is being recognized, maybe you say level 1, and this is how much you give level 1, it should be equal. Not that maybe because you have one girlfriend or your family in that level 1, you should now give them more than others, because obviously they must have done this work and all those things. So you should be you should be fair in your dealings. You should do things equally. Not that you try and be biased in your dealings. That will not help the organization, because some people will feel relevant and some others will not feel relevant. Do you understand? And it can cause problems in the organization. People will start relaxing on their job to say, after all, even if we work, they will still give this person more than us, since we are even in the same level. So it should not be heard of. Things like that should be done equitable. So those are the objectives, of reward management. So I don't know if I've made myself clear, or is there anything that we need to, talk about again under the concept, aims, and objective of reward management. So we move on to the second slide, which is the value system and components of reward management. So can you see it on the slide?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, so when we talk about value of reward, I don't know, just in your own terms, what do you understand by value?
Value is a what? what, as in you're talking about the what of something, the value of something, the what of something.
Yes, thank you very much, Florence. I'm very happy that we are flowing along. Value has to do with your words. It has to do with how significant something is, how important, how valuable something is. Do you understand? So the value of the reward, do you understand? There are people that you give something to, and they wait to say, this one, get weight, or this to get value. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The value of the reward has to do with the significance, the importance of how that thing is to an individual and also to the organization. There are some organizations that will give you something and they feel that this thing will be okay for our employees. And in return, the employee will say, I bet waiting be this one. Cardboard or something. Do you understand? So the value of a reward has to be significant. It might not even be in terms of reward. Under rewards, we have financial and non-financial rewards. And when you talk of financial rewards, you are talking about remuneration, benefit and so other things. Then the non-financial benefit and the rest. I guess we will talk about all this at the much later, stage. So basically, those are the things. So the value of something has to be commensurate to the individual. Do you understand? And so that is what the value of a reward has to do with. It has to do with the way individuals or the organization actually look at, those things in terms of the significance. Do you understand? So for instance, now, the more attractive a reward is, the more it can motivate people. You understand? If you give that is so valuable in my organization. For instance, now you tell me that you've just won a trip to the United States, all expense paid, every visa, everything is going to be taken care of. The next time that when I come back from the trip, the effort that we put into the organization again will be ×2, so that I can be able to win something else, or so those are the things. So the more attracted a reward is, the more it motivates people. You understand? For instance, now, you give an aboki something, maybe your megad something. If peradventure you have one, maybe you give him 500 naira. The next day, before you wake up, or as you are waking up, you are seeing him in front looking for you to greet you, because the value of what you've given to him has been able to cover up for some things that he might have needed. Do you understand? So those are the things. So the value of a reward, it can motivate people to behave in certain ways in order to obtain more. Do you understand? Yes. So basically, that's what the value of reward is all about. So you can still read more in your course material, So that's for that. So we move on to the reward system. And basically here we have different reward system. Different reward system. And the first one we have on the list is called reward strategies. And what do we understand by reward strategies? Basically, reward strategies has to do with what the organization has to do in terms of reward in the long term. There are some organizations at the beginning of every year, or is something that they try to strategize what their reward system has to look like in the next 5, 6, 10 years. And that's why we claim about consistency, that reward should be consistent. If you are going to do something, you need to be doing it often. And when you do it often, people are aware about it and they look towards those things, and they are motivated and eager to do more for their organization. So these are the strategies that organizations should put into place. Do you understand? So they put here, for example, an organization may have a strategy to maintain competitive rates of pay. Do you understand? Those are some strategies of some organizations. They will have competitive pay that, like for instance, in my husband's organization, what are they trying to do? You can jump is 2 steps higher.
Okay.
Yes, you can jump 2 steps higher, but that's a form of reward system for them, but they will need to write an examination. Once they pass, they jump 2 steps higher, they become like managers. Do you understand? And it comes with so many benefits. You have official car, personal car, you have so many things attached to it. So that's a way. So you can imagine the struggle. You can imagine what people would do just to be able to attain things like that. Do you understand? So it's a strategy, to be able to keep the organization going and also maintain the commitments of the employees in that organization. Another one we have here is reward policies. So there are always policies, there are also guidelines, to be able to, I just said something about my husband's organization. So these are policies that they also put into place, and policies, guidelines, it comes with decision making and action. So they will need to put all those policies in places, so that at the end of the day, the policies, would work for them. You have to make policies in every organization. You cannot just talk. Everything has to, go through so many decision makings before it's been approved by, the top management. So another one here we have is reward practices. So all these things have to be practicalized. It has to be practicalized. So here they said reward practices consist of the grade and pay structure, techniques such as job evaluation, schemes, and all that. So, and they put an example here. So they say the policy on pay level will lead to the practice of collecting and analyzing market rate data. So basically what they are trying to say is that the practices would have to go through, so many techniques and so many structures also, you understand, to make it right. So at the end of the day, we have to practicalize on this to make it right. Then we have reward processes. So here they said that it consists of the way in which policies are implemented and practices carried out. So there's always a process in every organization. For instance, you can't just do something. It has to go through process, maybe from the top management, the middle management, or whatever, but it has to go through a process before the thing is now actualized. So these are actually one of the approaches to reward system. So I think we are done with that, the concept, the objectives, and oh, sorry, no, we are done. Second slide, the value of rewards, reward system, and the likes of it. So we move on to the elements of a reward system. And I think this is really pretty straightforward. And we have various elements of reward system. And the first one we put here is called business strategy. And it says here that this kind of elements, the business strategy, it identifies the business drivers and set out the best and business goals. So for an organization, right, you would need to have a business strategy that would actually move your organization to the next level. And by doing so, you need to strategize on certain things, which is this is where rewards also come into play, because you need those drivers that will motivate your employees so that they can also help you align the organizational goals and objectives together. So the business strategy, a lot of people just feel that, oh, when you reward your employees and you are just doing it for God. Yes, everything we do for God, but at the end of the day, it's for your own good, for the good of the organization, because you can't be in a place where you are not being motivated. Would you want to stay there and you have your needs? Hello?
No.
Yeah, you have your needs. Do you understand? You have that you need to meet up with. So you will be in an organization. That's why you have people, they'll say they work in a place for 10, 20 years. Why are they there for that long? Because they are meeting the needs of the organization, is meeting their needs, right?
Yes, yes.
We just made the example of some oil companies, Chevron, you see people working there for long, and you're like, why are you working there? Because the organization is meeting their needs. So every organization needs to have a business strategy. And one of those strategies is to try and implement things like reward systems. So, these are the drivers of motivation so that they will be motivated. So here they said the drivers are unique to any organization, but will often include items such as high performance, profitability, productivity, customer service, and innovation. So all these strategies, they need to be put into place. For instance, now, even in an organization, you cannot just come here into an organization and you're not giving them the basic tools to work. People will not be so inclined, or people will not be so motivated to do so. You need to give them things that they need, to work with. I cannot be in an organization and I'm calling myself secretary and I'll not have a system or a laptop. How do I want to convey myself, or how do I want to write memos and or type memos rather, so that's the thing. Then we also have the second element, which is reward strategy and policy. And rewards strategy would talked about business strategy, which also has to do with a long-term intention. You're trying to strategize, or you're trying to keep pace of, certain things in the organization, such as their pay, the benefits, so it's a long-term, you're trying to strategize on long-term goals or long-term reward goals for that particular organization, you understand. Then the reward policy here has to cover matters such as levels of pay, achieving equal pay, so these are some of those policies, that organizations need to take into consideration. So even under the reward policy and reward strategy, we have some other elements in them. These are things that, they are easily understood, like allowances and the rest of them. So you can read that in your course material. Then another element here we have is performance management. And you know what performance management is all about. Performance management has to do with, the performance of individual. Do you understand? How
Yes.
are they performing in their duties or their responsibilities? Constructive feedback, how did they get feedback, and their expectations, of the organization, and in return also the organization's expectation of their employees. So, you need to check on the performance of the employees and the rest of it. So under performance management, we also have some elements which are non-financial rewards, total rewards, and the rest of it. These are very easy, to assimilate. You can read on them, and I guess you understand them properly. So basically, we've come to the end of this facilitation class. I don't know if there's anything you would like to contribute. So for this class, I hope you've been able to learn, the various concepts, the value system, and the elements of rewards. So I think we've come to the end of this facilitation class. Florence, I don't know if there's anything you would like us to talk about, if there's anything else that you wish to share or would like to contribute.
No, I don't have anything. I think everything and.
Sorry?
Hello. I don't have anything to say. What you've just explained to me, I understood it very well. There's there's no area I'm lacking in understanding.
Okay, dear. So I guess we are good to go. So, for this class or for this course, obviously we'll be having like discussion forum section whereby I'll throw questions and all that stuff. So I also have quiz and assignment. So it's good to be a regular student. Make sure that you attend classes and all that of facilitation, so that that you find the difficulties, we can always come and analyze or throw solutions to them. Welcome, Abubakar. It's nice having you in class, although we are almost done with the lecture, but the recordings of this facilitation class will be posted to the platform. Hello, Abubakar, can you hear us? Hello? Okay, I guess he's still trying to connect. So, hello?
I think he's still trying to connect.
Yes, he's still trying to connect, yeah. So I think that's it for us for today. So hello Abubakar, welcome. Hello, can you hear us, Abubakar? Okay, so anytime when it's ready. Anyway, so I think we are done for this facilitation class. So hopefully next week we would have other course context to talk about on deliberator. So I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. God bless you, and see you next week. So take care, everyone.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Okay,
Thank you
you're
so
welcome.
much.
Take care then. Bye.
Okay, so bye.
Bye.
Bye.